Street evangelist. When I was in my first year of college and finished my first day of finals, I walked down to a coffee shop to pass time while I waited for a bus to get home. In between my college and nearby law school, there was a street preacher pontificating about eternal life and salvation. He was going right up to people and saying, "Where will you go when you die?" People were saying things like "fuck off." I was puzzled by this because I didn't spend too much time in the city. Little did I know, the street preachers in that city can get annoyingly aggressive unless you really tell them off. He came up to me and said, "Do you know where you will go when you die?" I'd said something cheeky that I forgot and kept walking. I had a distinct feeling of being followed. I ordered a coffee and sat down with my laptop. The preacher had followed me. I tried to ignore him as he tried to convert me, and being young and atheist, I love to argue, so I did. I noticed he had a weird nervous habit of playing with my keychains on my purse, one of which was mace. I grabbed my purse and left. My bus was coming, and I had only a few minutes. He tried to get me to stay and take pamphlets for his church and come visit it with him. I said no, and he blocked my exit. The barista told him to leave me alone. Annoyed, I left and caught my bus within a minute of standing at the stop. He didn't follow me, fortunately. I laughed the encounter off, but a few months later, I was watching late night news and saw him in a report. He had been going to nearby colleges and getting women to go to his church. Really, it was an abandoned alley or something, and raping them. They wanted information from anyone who had seen him that month. Chased down the street by a group of men. First post, and not a native English speaker. Please have mercy. So, a little background information. I was 16 years old in that time and a little bit of a troublemaker. I would run away from home frequently from my loving but strict family. Many times I had to sleep on the streets or look for other teenagers to feel safe at night. Of course, doing that kind of things was dangerous for a teenage girl who loved to wear skimpy clothing and getting tipsy with strangers of my age. Stay classy, kids. One night, I managed to escape home again. I was pretty social, so luckily, I actually found a group of people to stay with this time. Things were going okay, just dumb, harmless teens just like me. Some pair of junkies also, but really nothing serious, nothing dangerous. But at some point on the night, we needed to get money mostly for food, alcohol, weed, or any crap like that. And since I was a shitty thief, we decided that instead of getting food on the supermarket, it would be better if I just did some machete, which is go around and ask for change to random people, basically panhandling. At 2 a.m. in the morning, me and a slightly older pregnant teen who was also in the group made enough cash to buy a couple of cheap rum bottles. I should mention that we were in a specifically trashy part of town. We wandered apart a little bit too far from our group, and we were already really tired. On our way back, we had to pass through a rather long and dimly lit street. First, I heard some steps behind us, then whistling. Weird, keeping in mind the late hours at night. It was way past 2 a.m. Both me and the girl turned around and saw a masculine silhouette with a mohawk haircut walking at our same direction. It was a pretty dark street. We couldn't see very clearly. Probably just some punk dude. We didn't pay much attention until we heard more steps behind us. Another dude joined him, and another dude, and another, and another. In the end, we had a group of about 6 guys walking behind us, whistling, howling, and shouting lovely things at us like, "We're gonna rape your corpses, let us fuck your asshole, and I'm gonna rape you until you have a miscarriage." The fear was too much, and we started running. The booze-reeking bastards did the same. I never ran so hard and so fast in my life like in that night. We found an alley and hid behind one of those huge ash trash containers. The group of men probably were very drunk, since it was a really obvious hiding spot. They should have found us. We heard them running past us though. When we felt that the danger was gone, we ran away from there to our group. I don't care if it's just to scare me and that girl, or if those 6 guys really actually did want to harm us. Creepy ass punks in the middle of the night. Let's never ever meet again. The man across the street. Hi there, let's not meet. I've been on the subreddit for a long while now, and I've enjoyed it quite a lot actually. I've had a share of odd and frightening experiences myself, so I decided to post a few, starting with what happened to me last 4th of July. So last year, my friend/neighbor and I were outside in the front of our yards enjoying the fireworks. We were enjoying the sights and sounds of fireworks at that moment that filled the warm summer night air. But still, something was not right. Across the street from where we lived, there's an abandoned house, so I can't say that this person was a neighbor or anything like that. In front of the abandoned house, we see what looks like a figure of a man standing there at the side of the house. The house is taken care of by relatives and friends of the people who used to live there, and we figured that maybe he was just one of them, even though he didn't look familiar to us at all. I couldn't see much since it was pretty dark. It was really dark, but he looked like a white guy with long, badly kept hair. He seemed rather tall though, but with a thin and normal-sized body build. We went back to running around and looking at the fireworks, just generally enjoying the night and having a good time, when suddenly it all changed. From my peripheral vision, I catch some sort of movement by the abandoned house across the street. The man is still there, but this time he is slightly closer to the street than he was before. Me and my friend go by her house, and I tell her that the man is clearly trying to approach us, or something of that effect. And I don't think that he means well, I just had a feeling. As I'm telling her this, he suddenly starts to move very, very slowly towards the street, with his vision right towards where we are. We freak out, obviously, and go inside her house. I spent a few minutes, I'd say maybe around 10 to 15 minutes, there, and I was a little scared to go home, but I thought, fuck it, I'm a house away, and the dude must have lost interest by now, right? So, with all the courage I have left inside me, I decide to say goodbye, and I go outside, and this guy is still across the street. This time, he's back by the side of the house, just staring at me. I suddenly realize maybe this dude isn't a creep or anything. He could be hurt, he could be lost, he could be maybe even sick. So I look over to him and yell out, "Do you need help? Are you okay?" He just stands there, showing no sign of wanting to communicate at all. I stand there hoping a response will come, anything, any kind of response, a nod, anything, but nothing. At this point, I wanted to piss myself. I just felt very uneasy about him. A minute or two passes, but it felt like hours. I couldn't take it anymore. I highly doubt he wanted help, and I just wanted to go home and feel safe again. I quickly run to my house. I'm on the porch hoping that my mom will open the door quickly for me, but it doesn't happen. I'm banging on the door. I look back to where the man is. He's going across the street, and he's walking towards the direction of my house. My mom finally opens the door, and I run inside. I don't know why. I didn't think of telling her. I suppose I just didn't want to freak her out or anything like that. My other friend calls me, and I talk to her for a while, hoping I can use that to calm my nerves. A good 20 minutes pass by, and out of the curiosity, I look outside the window across the street. Again, he's standing in the front yard of the abandoned house, staring at my house, completely still, just watching. I locked all of my doors and let my dog inside. I got my phone and waited in my room, hoping nothing would happen. My dad got home and I felt more at ease. By then, it had been an hour or so since I last saw him, and sure enough, he was gone. Haven't seen him since. I don't really know if I overreacted or something, but as the old saying goes, it's better to be safe than sorry.